When there are things in life that you cannot control, it's easy to feel powerless against them, and you feel like they will last forever. But that's not true. Everything around you is only going to be with you temporarily. Nothing is permanent. Your home, your school, your job, no matter how stable and permanent they seem to be, they're only temporary circumstances. So the good thing is, everything you hate, they're going to literally disappear one day. Maybe it's a class, a job, or a certain person. One day you're gonna wake up in a different city across the world and you can't even remember what these things look like. I learned this at an early age. Having grown up in 3 different countries and having moved countless times, it seemed like every time I got used to a new city or a new school, we had to move again. So by the time I started working, despite me not really liking my work, I always knew in the back of my mind that I wasn't going to be there forever. So whatever difficulties I experienced at work, because I knew I was going to leave someday, it made things feel better. I told myself to just enjoy all the good things my job offered, like the comfortable salary, or just getting to work with all of my lovely coworkers. I truly liked working with all of my coworkers. I thought they were genuinely kind, funny, and very dedicated to their jobs. There was this one day when we had to work very late into the night. It was about 11 p.m. or so, and we were all exhausted, but somebody made a joke and we all started laughing. And I just remember thinking to myself, like how rare and special it is to be there on a random night in downtown Los Angeles with this group of people. Turnover rate was high, and who knows how long everyone was going to be there. So right there and then, I decided to take a group photo of us. We made funny faces at the camera and started laughing at each other. And of course, just a year later, a couple of my coworkers had already left, and now, sooner than I had imagined, I'm no longer there myself. So I think whatever your circumstances are, however unbearable they seem to be, try not to hate it too much and cherish the parts that you can enjoy. Just remember, it won't last forever. The people that you're with especially are not going to be there forever. When I was about 8 or 9, I had to leave my hometown, Shanghai, and also leave my dad, who was my best friend at the time. He was the person I spent most of my time with, and I was just so close to him. As a child, I just couldn't understand why my parents couldn't stay together and why I had to live away from my dad. And now, 25 years later, even though I go back to visit him every few years or so, life is just no longer the same, and life could never go back to the days when I was a child with him. Now he's just a regular dad who sends me memes and articles from time to time and reminds me not to work too hard. Your time with your family, especially with your parents or your children, are so limited and so precious because of that. Once that time has passed, people have changed and lives have moved on, it's impossible to go back. No relationships ever stay the same, and that applies to intimate relationships and friendships as well. Can you really make someone stay in your life? No, of course not. Some people will leave no matter how hard you try. And other people will stay, even if sometimes you take them for granted. Those people are truly precious, so please cherish them. Show them love as much as you can and treat them always with compassion and gentleness. Enjoy the moments you spend with them because someday they might not be there anymore, and you don't want to look back with regret. Impermanence doesn't only apply to your external circumstances. More importantly, they apply to your internal states as well. Your emotions, your physical sensations, your body, your moods will come and go, especially really good or really bad ones. They will change. Sometimes they'll last a few hours, sometimes they'll last a few months, but then one day you will wake up and find out that they're not there anymore. It's like grieving an old relationship. You feel like you will never forget, but then one day you'll wonder, why was I so hung up on that one person? Same thing with your physical sensations. You will experience discomfort or even pain sometime in your life, but those won't last forever. Just hope that they go before you do. So have hope that your suffering will end. Stop adding to the pain by feeling hopeless about the future. When something goes wrong in the present, we have a tendency to exaggerate it by imagining the future will be just as bad. But things are always changing. The future might not be the same. So pause before you project into the future and stop being so certain about the future. Once upon a time, you were just a group of cells in the womb of your mother. And once again in the future, you will fall as dust on the ground. In between, you are here for a while. No, I'm not being pessimistic, and these are not some kind of religious belief. This is just history. It's natural science. It's how all living beings are. We are born, we are given a limited amount of time to live, and then we go back to the earth. I mean, sometimes I wish this isn't the case. I wish I could say my cats will always be here with me. My parents will always be here. I wish I could say I will always be this young, this healthy, this hopeful and full of life. But clearly that's not going to happen. I am always changing, and so are you. So is everyone else around you. The other day I was looking at a picture of myself when I was in elementary school, and even though I basically look the same, I thought to myself, is this person really me? How come I don't recall taking this picture at all, and I can't imagine being the person in the photo? My friend looking at the photo would say, of course it's you, who else would it be? But then, really? Is it really me? I think the answer is no. It was me. It was a smaller version of me, but it's not me right now, and it's very, very different from the person I am now. Yes, she seemed very happy and carefree and young, but I am no longer her, and I'm fine with that. I don't have to try so hard to be like her, and I think we can all do better if we stop holding on to certain versions of ourselves. Again, we are always changing, so we shouldn't be holding on to any strict definitions or images of ourselves. We get so used to our environment, our body, our thoughts, and our feelings. They feel like they're always here with us. They feel so familiar, but we are mistaken if we think that they'll always be here. That is an illusion. One day, all of these things will come to an end. There will be a last time to everything you do and experience. The last day you live in a home, the last time you walk on a specific street, the last time you eat a dish that a family has cooked for you, or the last time you see that family. We can't stop any of this. All we can do is maybe to slow down. We can try to enjoy the process or search for whatever is enjoyable in the process. We can try to do everything with our entire being, feel everything intensely, and be fully present. And we can try to soak in as much life as we can. So don't spend your present moments thinking back to what has already passed. Just let that stuff go. And don't spend all your time looking into the future, anticipating what's going to happen. The future is going to come anyways, and probably in a form that you cannot anticipate. So for now, just be here and be at peace. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a peaceful rest of the day. Bye.